So the weather situation is still looking really interesting for Boris in the next few days. We can see that there's a couple of systems coming up that he might be able to take advantage and catch up with the boats ahead of him. So that's really good. But we can also see that in the short term that Boris has really changed gear at the moment and he's sailing really fast. If we have a look at the live data on the Boris Herman Racing website, coming back live from the boat, we can see that at about 1700 UTC, so 2 hours ago from now, we can see it on the rig loads that Boris changed to the J2, and that really helped him have a bit of a speed boost, and he's been managing to catch up the boats around him. Currently sailing next to Giancarlo Pedotti on Prismian Group, and closing in on Benjamin Dutroux and also Jean Le Cam. But the situation right now is he's sailing to the north of this low pressure that's been sweeping across and giving the fleet really good west southwesterly wind, and he'll be able to really keep driving upwind with that in the next 24 hours. We can see how that system's developed on the satellite images. You can see this circulation of wind around it, and this will be really helpful for the fleet to kind of identify exactly the location of this system. But if we look ahead, the situation is getting even closer in terms of the rankings and positions, and we'll have a little bit of a look why. So if we go to 24 hours from now, so what will have happened is this low pressure system will have moved out the way, and the next system the fleet will be sailing in is this high pressure that's re-established off the coast of South America. And basically, what's going to happen is the fleet, Boris and the boats around him, are all going to sail in towards the high pressure as the wind will shift round and round to the south, like this, and then eventually he'll end up on the northern side of it and be able to jibe up like this as the wind from the northern side of the high pressure will end up coming from the east, southeast initially, and then from the east. But in 24 hours, Boris is expected to be here. And if we have a look at the boats ahead, so you've got Apivia and you've got Linked Out as well, they'll do a similar situation, a similar kind of strategy. But if we look above this high pressure, we can see that there's really not much gradient. What effectively is going to happen is this high pressure is the re-establishing of the St Helena High, and what's going to happen is this going to make its way slowly towards the northeast, and it's going to re-establish over here over the next few days. So if we look ahead, 48 hours from now, we can see that where there's this no gradient, the boats that reach it first, Matricock and Apivia, Linked Out and Apicil, will all end up in this very light wind area, while the boats behind, like Boris and Sea Explorer Yacht de Monaco, will be able to make the most of this high pressure, sailing in the good easterly winds to the north of it, and will really be able to sail very fast into the back of these leading boats. So there's a massive opportunity here to gain some miles and really closing on the leaders. So expect to see in the next few days some change in the rankings, and also much more compression than what we've seen in the last few days.